Alright, I'm going to try to be cognizant of the battery power as well, because like I've said before, these batteries are starting to go pretty quick. Lately they just don't hold a charge long enough. Okay, if Meandering Mike is right that I'm not allowed to rebuild destroyed units due to the fact that it was because of lack of line of supply at the end of the turn, then these guys are in a lot of trouble, and it would suck for the BEF. Oh yeah, when I do this game again, I'm going to certainly have the attack strengths and the defense strengths down there, but the BEF had a defense strength of 6. That is going to be a really unfortunate happening. So we're at the just finished doing the superior determination phase, and this is the another thing I'm going to start having to clue into is I did as I started progressing into turn 5 is this game really is a strategic game. I find a lot of like the look and feel, the mechanisms seem to be operational, and I'm also so operationally that's where my mind set is, and I have to keep reminding myself, I keep trying to frame things that way. This is a strategic game. The turn lengths, the way they're structured, just so many things, the way our neutrals, you know, potentially could be popped in, just the whole flow, it just feels, yeah, it's very strategic in essence, but it, you know, it's got the hexes, and I think this game could have been done as a point-to-point game, for example, is what I'm trying to say, and still get the same vibe. But I prefer this, for sure, for sure. I love Hex Encounter, absolutely adore it. Okay. So what's happened? We're just about to do the first superior attack phase, and this is the thing I have to start yet again remembering about. And I'm sorry, Russia, you're going to have to start pulling your weight big time because you've got the most combat resource points. Is the Allied powers are just getting a flood. Now, they're getting far more combat resource points every turn than the Central Powers, which makes sense because the designers trying to model what has been happening with the naval blockade and so on and so forth. And my God, we haven't even got into the Americans haven't showed up yet. Mind you, next turn, the German Strauss troop and show up. Okay, I wanted to show you this bit, and I'm going to alter the camera again because I want you to see the whole other thing. But this is the important bits. As far as I know, both Serbian armies and the British Expeditionary Force are going to be eliminated at the end of this turn, so they'll be destroyed by the end of summer 1916, which essentially means the Central Powers will control all this area. The only way I was able to get out of the line of supply issue last turn, or this turn when I started moving, and the Allied powers get to move first, is that I moved the British Expeditionary. I invaded Albania, gave the Central Powers 5 points, but it allowed me to reconnect to Salonika and then to this position where, well, let's just, I don't know what it's called, but this is my newly arrived British troops, and I'm going to start moving them over because I'm going to bring some other guys across here next turn. I can't do it this turn, obviously. If that's the case, these are all gone because we're just about to do, like I said, I've just determined that the Allied powers are the superior force right now. They've got the initiative, if you want to call it that. They're going to start attacking next, and as far as I know, because the Bulgarians were able to take Salonika. It's a fascinating little thing that's going down here. I have to remind myself as the Central Powers, because I'm going to try to do it with the Allied powers, obviously, is I want to still keep a presence here in Greece and try to soak up some combat resource points away from the Central Powers. If the Central Powers are smart, don't do it. Just don't do it. Bottle them up and keep them trapped there, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, anyway, I'm going to try to move the camera back a bit so you can see everything. Yeah, I was actually quite surprised the last time how much of the full-on it showed. I know it's a weird angle, but we'll go with it. I'll try to bring it to the very edge I can to the table without obviously having the camera fall over. Hold on here. I'll try to adjust. Oh my god, there's the camera. Like I said, the battery is starting to die. Big time. Alright. So I'm going to talk quickly, I hope, of what the master strategies and go that way. So I think you can see here the eastern front is starting to really solidify up here. It's going to be amazing to see next turn, I guess winter of 1916-17, that essentially the Central Powers are going to have control of all of this area. The Romanians came down here, are starting to cause some issues here. The Ottomans are finally going to be able to do something here, because now that the Bulgarians have entered the war, we can now start moving up towards here. Like I said, the British are going to try to keep a presence in Greece for whatever reason. I don't know. This is going to be the kicker. I think if I had to, I moved some German troops down here to try to stem the tide of the Allied powers coming into here. I would love to try to link up. It's never going to happen in a million years, just due to the fact of the nature of the Western Front and the amount of points. That's the kicker for the Allied powers. They have to realize that there's far more combat resource points coming in every phase and turn than the Central Powers. Now is the time to find the best places to attack. The best places probably to attack are going to be towards the Eastern Front, because it can do so much damage to the Russians. And then, sadly enough, the Russians are going to be taking a beating, because they've got the most CRPs for me. And I'm just going to, as the Allied powers, try as hard as I can to take this position. We're going to have to abandon the spot. See, just did not go the way I expected that way. And I'm just going to have to go with it. I think this is my key. I'm going to have to try to, I said the Allied powers are going to put all their eggs in the Balkan basket. Didn't work. We had a bunch of broken ones, and now we're going to put them all towards the Italian one. And I'm just going to go with it. I thought for sure, well, I've still got time. I can still, like, obviously cannot no longer get to that position. It's too late. I can't go through Switzerland, obviously. That's it. What a flippin' game. And like I said before, it's not much of a narrative, but there's a hell of a lot going on now. I got to figure out what I'm going to do with the Ottomans here. See if we can start monkeying around towards here. I just think this is going to be background radiation. Maybe it'll, maybe something will kick in. But the Austro-Hungarians are doing this, as far as I'm concerned, the proper thing here. I'm going to look at the victory points again. I think it's got a lot to do with the resource points. Yet again, that's why I started cluing in about, wait a minute, Chris, this is not an operational game. You're not looking at the victory conditions again. This is a strategic focused game. Look at it that way. Look at what I should be positioning my counters towards. Oh, goodness gracious me, I can't wait to do a deluxe version of this game and start putting in the attack and defense values on here. Oh yeah, I did realize what I don't like about this game and a lot of other games as well. I am not a fan of putting hex sides as fortresses or whatever if they can be destroyed. And I will when I deluxify this game for myself. I'm going to replace these with fortress markers for flippin' sure. And all the fonts for the attack and defense, everything will be all vectorized. I'm going to use Alberto's spreadsheet marker files that he sent me, and for Devout Krieg that he gave to everyone available on BGG. So I'll send you the link. That's that. I'll take a look at this. This game is freaking awesome. That is for flippin' sure. So if you've got the real McCoy, man, you lucky devils.